Karen's scream sliced through the zoo's humid air like a knife through butter. "They're starving, you monsters!" she bellowed, hurling a fistful of soggy bread at the lion's enclosure, her face red with righteous fury. The crowd froze, their ice cream cones dripping, as the lion's low growl rumbled like distant thunder. Karen, a 47-year-old self-proclaimed animal lover, had always believed she was destined to save the world one reckless act at a time. Today, at the Sunnyvale Zoo, her mission was about to unravel into a disaster that would leave everyone questioning her intentions, her sanity, and the fine line between compassion and chaos. It started innocently enough. Karen had visited the zoo that morning with her niece, Emily, a shy 12-year-old who clutched her sketchbook like a lifeline. The zoo was bustling, families weaving through the pathways, the air thick with the scent of popcorn and sunscreen. Karen, however, saw something different. To her, the animals weren't majestic, they were prisoners. The elephants swayed listlessly, the giraffes nibbled on sparse branches, and the lions looked emaciated. She whispered to Emily, her voice dripping with conviction. "They need real food, not whatever slop these greedy zookeepers toss them." Emily, wide-eyed, nodded, unsure if her aunt was joking. Karen wasn't. She'd come prepared, her oversized tote bag stuffed with kitchen scrap stale bread, wilted lettuce, even a half-eaten rotisserie chicken she'd deemed perfectly good for the animals. She'd read somewhere, probably a sketchy blog, that zoos starve their animals to cut costs. That was all the evidence she needed. Karen wasn't just here to sightsee. She was here to liberate. By noon, her plan was in motion. She lingered near the lion enclosure, waiting for the crowd to thin. The head zookeeper, Marcus, a burly man with a sun-weathered face and a no-nonsense demeanor, was giving a talk about conservation nearby. Karen saw her chance. "Stay here, Emily," she whispered, shoving her phone into the girl's hands. "Record this. It's for justice." Emily fumbled with the phone, her stomach twisting. She didn't know what her aunt was planning, but the gleam in Karen's eyes screamed trouble. Karen crept closer to the enclosure, her heart pounding with adrenaline. The lions, 2 females and a male, lounged in the shade, their amber eyes tracking her movements. She reached into her bag, grabbed a hunk of chicken, and lobbed it over the fence. It landed with a soft thud, kicking up dust. The male lion's head snapped up, nostrils flaring. The crowd gasped, some stepping back, others pulling out their phones. Karen didn't notice. She was too busy tossing more food, bread, lettuce, even a soggy apple core, each throw accompanied by a triumphant shout. "Eat, you beautiful creatures. You deserve better." Marcus, alerted by the commotion, sprinted toward the scene. "Ma'am, stop!" he roared, his voice cutting through the chaos. Karen spun around, her face a mask of defiance. "You're the one who should stop starving these animals for profit. You're disgusting." The accusation hit Marcus like a slap. He'd dedicated 15 years to this zoo, nursing injured animals back to health, fighting for their survival. And now this woman, this stranger, was accusing him of cruelty? His jaw clenched, his hands balled into fists. "You're endangering them," he said, voice low and dangerous. "That food could kill them." The crowd was growing, a mix of horrified parents and thrilled teenagers recording every second. Emily, still holding Karen's phone, was trembling, torn between loyalty to her aunt and the sinking feeling that this was wrong. A bystander, a young man named Tyler who'd been vlogging his zoo trip, edged closer, his camera trained on the showdown. "This is wild," he muttered, zooming in on Karen's wild-eyed expression. The lions, now agitated, paced their enclosure, their growls growing louder. One swiped at the chicken, sending it skidding across the dirt. Karen wasn't backing down. "You're all brainwashed," she shouted, pointing at Marcus, then the crowd. "These animals are suffering, and you're too blind to see it." She reached for another handful of food, but Marcus was faster. He grabbed her wrist not hard, but firm enough to make her drop the bread. The crowd gasped again. "Let go of me," Karen shrieked, yanking her arm free. She stumbled back, nearly tripping over her own bag. For a moment, it looked like she might cry, but her anger flared hotter. "You're assaulting me. I'll sue this whole zoo." Marcus's face was a storm of restraint. "Ma'am, you're breaking federal laws. That food's not safe. Lions need specialized diets. You could have poisoned them." Karen scoffed, but doubt flickered in her eyes. She hadn't considered that. Her crusade was built on passion, not facts. Tyler, still filming, caught the moment her bravado faltered. "This is going viral," he whispered to himself, already imagining the clicks. The situation escalated when zoo security arrived, 2 officers flanking Marcus. "Ma'am, you need to come with us," one said, his tone calm but unyielding. Karen's defiance crumbled into panic. "Emily, tell them I'm right," she called. But Emily was frozen, tears welling in her eyes. The girl's silence stung worse than the security's grip on Karen's arm. The crowd parted as they led her away, some murmuring in disgust, others in pity. Tyler followed, his camera still rolling, capturing the handwritten sign someone had hastily taped to a nearby bench. "Karen's Zoo Chaos, a tale of reckless defiance." At the zoo's administrative office, the truth unraveled. Karen's actions weren't just reckless, they were illegal. Feeding zoo animals without authorization violated multiple regulations, endangering both the animals and the public. The lions, thankfully, hadn't eaten the food, but the risk was real. A vet explained that human food could cause severe digestive issues, even death, in animals with strict dietary needs. Karen, seated across from Marcus and a stern-faced zoo director, looked smaller now, her fire doused by reality. "I just wanted to help," she mumbled, but her words sounded hollow. The consequences were swift. Karen was fined $2,500 for endangerment and banned from the zoo for life. Emily, picked up by her mortified parents, refused to speak to her aunt. The video Tyler posted hit 1 million views by nightfall, sparking a firestorm online. Some called Karen a hero, a misguided warrior for animal rights. Others branded her a reckless fool, endangering lives for clout. The zoo issued a statement, emphasizing their commitment to animal welfare and the dangers of uninformed activism. Marcus, exhausted, spent the evening checking on the lions, haunted by Karen's accusations despite knowing they were false. Karen sat alone in her apartment that night, the fine notice crumpled in her hand. She'd wanted to be a savior, but all she'd done was cause chaos. The lion's growls echoed in her mind, not as gratitude but as a warning she'd ignored. She scrolled through the comments on Tyler's video, each one a dagger. "Karen's at it again. Lock her up. She meant well." But the last one hit hardest. Did she mean well? Or was this about her need to be seen, to be right? The weight of her mistake settled like a stone in her chest. The zoo returned to normal, but the story lingered. Emily, sketching the lions from memory, wondered if her aunt would ever understand the harm she'd caused. Marcus, feeding the animals their carefully measured diets, questioned whether he could have de-escalated things sooner. Tyler, basking in his viral fame, posted a follow-up video, urging viewers to think before you act. And Karen? She avoided the zoo, the news, even Emily's calls. Her crusade had cost her more than money. It had cost her trust, respect, and the belief that she was always the hero of her own story. The saga of Karen's zoo chaos raises questions that linger beyond the headlines. Was she a misguided activist or a reckless egoist? Should passion for a cause ever outweigh the facts? And where do we draw the line between justice and harm? Share your thoughts. What's right? What's wrong? And who decides in a world where everyone's shouting to be heard?